Good evening. Welcome to Cause, Creating and Understanding Self-Empowerment. In spite of what I have my son here, I'm going to start off like I always do. Life get better when you get better. As you know, I have been doing this from the table. And so, some opportunities come up where I'm able to change the picture and change the frame. So today I got a guest, and hey, we've been trying to do this for the longest. This is Lil Jesse Cage right here, my son, who I be with every day. He's a pattern of my existence. And every day we have engaged in some conversations that we always say that could be a podcast. So today we together kind of like the dynamic duo. So I'm going to turn it over to him and we just going to be back and forth, what you think about this, Jay?
I'm loving it. We both love to make content for videos, a few photos, share information, write information, book publishing, all type of things. We've been on it before the word got generally used in the last, 10 years or so, So it's a blessing and we're grateful to be right here finally because, we've been desiring for this day for a long time, man. He left, 25 years ago. I was like, I guess 20, I was there about 7, so we kind of was, hitting and missing every now, but now we finding the free world physically, in the right place. So, pretty much like you say, you see where my philosophy, my wisdom come from, You think I look like, a lot of my principles come from him. I listen to him talk and say that, like, well, I'm just like that too, So we be working on bringing a fall and sun event soon too, though,
So, it's like everything that we create is like content. And I said this before in one of the other videos, it's like, hey, you take something small as the creature of a spider, right? Meaning that he's able to spin a web that's bigger than himself, and many times his dinner is bigger than him. Although he don't increase in size, but his work does, because every day that he's able to enlarge what he's doing. So that's where we at. We try to enlarge what we're doing all the time. So this is the first time that you see me and my son together, but it won't be the last. And not only that, many people say a podcast have to have people, guests on it. So, what better guest could I have but my son on it, So, again, we just engaging. He was able to bring me over here. I'm on my 2-day pass. And we just taking advantage of our freedom that we both didn't have 2 years ago, but we both out now. So we able to do a lot of things together. Like I said in one podcast, Honey wasn't made by one beat. So me and my son, we got some things that we're going to put together. We just ask that you just stay tuned, and just watch we just work what we work, It is what it is. So, just stay with us. So I'm proud of this day because this is a day that, we on a project together. We have discussed projects, but this is one that we merging together. And so just use this as we launching something together, Anything you want to say?
Yeah, because as we talk, we gonna go as we talk. Like you said, we've been so many years together trying to do things together, and I'll be all over the place and even dealt with many people trying to help them get things together. And it always motivated me when I used to be on the streets. I look at him and, rest in peace, the fat, Titwall Fat. I look at guys who be in prison that was, putting together things from in prison. And it would tell me when I was doing Buck Cup Coffee or whatever, I was like, I can't give up because you got guys in prison that's putting together, books and, different projects from in prison. And a lot of people laugh like, well, everybody won't write books. But you got to have something to hand out. You got to pretty looking for a handout. So I'm always impressed with his effort to do things from back then. I can tell him, sometimes I just fuck up at times. But one thing he gave me was what I didn't realize back then was what equity financing was. He's been on the Kickstarter stage, like trying to get me involved with Kickstarter and all the fundraising. And that's why I got more attracted to that side of finance, trying to, sell your project off to these peer-to-peer investors or whatever it may be. And I used to just be looking for what I thought he was missing was like a proposal. Business plan. I always said to myself, right, my daddy tell me to do the crowdfunding. I'm right on the Kickstarter and all this type of thing. But I never was able to see what I'm going to present outside just the idea. So when I got more into it myself, create my own brands and things, I want to learn more about business proposal, business plans. So when I first went in the phase, my first 2 years was just really fundamental, just really learning that and the core of business. Because I felt like this is what my daddy was telling me about, and it's like economics. So you start watching Shark Tank, you start, looking at certain shows. Not shows, but that's all you can see it from. you start seeing how it's another way to get funding for your project outside, you know, just having, you know, good credit, go and get bank loans. You're dealing with these people that write checks. So I always look back how I understand equity, finance, and equity. I look back like, well, that's what my daddy must have was giving me. I just was too busy for the streets doing what I was doing. When he give me the book, I was just like, he would tell me, just put your face on it, put you front your car on it, whatever. So it's like we always try to pass something down to our kids, but sometimes our kids don't be ready for it, you know. And that be the problem. It be a problem with us because sometimes we can't force our kids to, you know, take things that we want to take, you know. And that we always been on, man. Just, you know, try to lead me down the right road, you know. So breaking the cycle.
Yeah. And I mean, it's great that he brought up that about, you know, things that you do at one time. Because sometimes things ain't about money. You know, I tell people that. I mean, sometimes, you know, it ain't about enriching your life. You know, it's about defining your life. Because it's all about having a purpose when you're in life. And like I have said in some of my previous podcasts, you know, some people think the greatest tragedy in life is death. But it's not. The greatest tragedy in life is to be alive and don't know why you live.
Right.
Because we all got a purpose, you know. We see everybody, you know, doing good, you know, and wonder why it's for them and not for us, you know. But God didn't build no winners or losers. All of us are winners. You know, you just got to access the power inside of you. Like I said yesterday in one of the videos, I said, you know, the future is coming. Only you going to decide where it's going. It's like driving the car. You got to drive in the direction you want it to go. And one thing for sure, if you don't prepare for the future, hey, guess what? You the one got to spend the rest of your life in it. So it's best for you to prepare for it, you know? Like this might don't seem like nothing to nobody, but guess what? It's momentum that we are getting, just as father and son. I mean, I've been home 52 days after doing 25 years. And it's a luxury to sit here with my son to be able to record this, because this is going to have some immortality, whether you want to accept that or not, you know, because we are doing something that maybe later on, even our grandkids or great-grandkids, if they want to have some type of idea of who we were, who we come from, you got something to look at it, because in this digital world, it's like there's no shelf life. This going to go on and on, you know.
Yep, and like you say, me, you, and my son were together, Jesse Cage III. What Nora said, Ed Fold told me, he said, you don't see this as much. We got the third generation. It was you, Big Jesse, Little Jesse, Jesse Cage III. So just that alone, it was a special time, you know. Because that was the boy. We got the girl, Jesse Cage, we got, you know, multiple kids and grandkids, but just the boy alone, that signified a lot that moment, that day, you know. So, like I tell my kids that all the time. I say, bro, I got a plan for y'all. If not, somebody got a plan for you.
That's
you know, that's how society works, man, you know.
And that's the way it is, you know. And sometimes you might ain't came from a family with money, but that don't mean that a family with money can't come from you. But it takes one person to be conscious. That's where it comes from. I mean, I always use the example of Master P, although he's younger than me, right? But he come up like maybe where I come up at a different time. But guess what? Master P, little son and them didn't come up in that neighborhood, you know, and their son won't come up in that neighborhood. You know, some of the reality that we knew growing up, right, they won't, you know what I'm saying? So all it took is one person to change your whole generation, you know, but it got to be that person conscious, you know. It's like I always use the example of this here. I mean, if you come call me and I'm laying in bed and I got the appearance that I'm asleep, right, you might don't call me, right? You see me up 5 minutes later, you say, I was coming in, I thought you were asleep. No, I wasn't asleep, I just appeared like I'm asleep, you know? Sometimes when you appear like you sleep, it's the same way as being asleep. Sometimes you got to show that you woke, and you show that by your action. And that's what we're trying to do. You know, we woke, and we're trying to take action. And we're going to show you that this generation of us going to pass something on to the next generation of us. You know? So with that, we're going to leave you as we came.
Like you said, I love you saying too earlier, you told my niece, you said you had all the right way. You said you had all the wrong reasons to do, you with the right way.
That's right. You know?
So peace and love to everybody out there. We out of here.
Okay.
Later.